Decorating a Christmas tree can oftentimes be daunting and overwhelming. But I have found that when I take some of the principles that I've learned through garden design and I apply that to other things in my house, such as decorating for holidays or decorating your Christmas tree, it can be a lot simpler and a lot more easy to understand. So if you want to get a cohesive looking Christmas tree like the one I'm standing in front of, grab your coffee, sit down, and let me walk you through those steps. Hey guys, welcome back to Gardens by Monica, where the garden meets the home through seasonal decor, simple DIYs, and nice, easy kitchen recipes. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. Today we're going to be doing part 2 of our 3-part holiday decorating series, and we're going to be focusing on decorating the Christmas tree. Now in part 1, I talked to you about how to pick out the right real Christmas tree for your needs. And if you missed that, I'll make sure to link it up here if you want to take a look at that after watching this. But today we're going to focus on getting her dressed. This morning we came down and we checked the basin of the tree stand to make sure that she is still nice and full of water, and she is. And that is, I can't stress that enough, how important that is going to be to get you throughout the entire season. Because if at any point that dries out, what's going to happen is the sap is going to seal up that cut, and you're going to have to find a way to cut that bottom layer off the tree trunk again, which is going to be a bear to do once it's all decorated. I also put the cardboard at the bottom of the base to make it easy to slide her around. And we've already put about, I would say, 750 lights on her. But what I'm going to do is put some more lights on the inside, because I really like it when a tree looks like it's glowing from the inside out. The other thing that I've done is removed some of the pictures off the wall in the back. I don't necessarily like some of my everyday decor to compete with my holiday decor. So the first thing that I do is I focus on the tree, and then I make sure that whatever is around her complements the way that the tree is dressed. I did end up leaving the mirror over there because I actually do like the way that that looks. The way you want to think about decorating your tree is very similar to how you think through your garden. It's all about the layering. So the first thing that you do is you put on your lights, then you add some ribbon, and then you start thinking through the color scheme of your ornaments. And even with the ornaments, there is an order to which I like to do the ornaments, starting with the larger ones and moving to the smaller ones. So we'll walk through that step by step today, and then we're going to take a look at what it looks like at the end. All right, guys, so I've basically undone everything that I did so far. So I ended up putting on an extra string of lights, and I really wanted to make sure that it was more in towards the trunk of the tree. The problem was that it was 2 different sets of lights. So the lights that we have here already on the tree, we didn't have any more strands of that. So I used a different set of lights where the clusters were closer together. The strand itself was white versus the green. And the lights themselves were a little bit brighter, and it just didn't work. No matter how much I zhuzhed it and played with it, it just didn't look right. It didn't look cohesive. And I felt that even once I put the ribbon and the ornaments on, I wasn't going to be happy with it. So rather than leaving something on and it not looking good, I ended up taking the whole thing off. Now, do I feel like the tree could use more lights? Yes, I absolutely still feel that way. Am I going to let it ruin my holiday season? Absolutely not. Now, I could run out to Home Depot and get more lights. I don't really feel like doing that. I don't feel like going and dealing with the crowd, stopping the project, starting the project again. I feel like just getting this done. So all I'm going to do is make a note, and at the end of the season, I'll probably place an order with Amazon just to have them for next year. And then we're just going to roll with it. We're going to roll with what we have, and we're going to move on to the next step, which is going to be adding the ribbon. My inspiration for my theme this year really started from this tablecloth, which I purchased from Miss Alice, and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. So it's a tartan plaid with a little bit of, I guess it's more of a maroon color. It's not really a bright red color that's kind of woven through it. And the Christmas tree, the main Christmas tree is going to be set here, and our table that we eat at is actually right next to it. So I want to make sure that the Christmas decor complements that. And then that theme is kind of woven throughout the house, so that you don't walk into one room and it's a completely different theme than another room. Some of you may not like that, and that's perfectly fine. Everyone has different tastes, but for me, I like to have one consistent theme, even if it's not exactly the same, but some elements of it that are pulling the rooms together so it looks like one cohesive house. So that said, I didn't have any tartan plaid ribbon because that's the way my day is going, but that's fine. So we're going to work with what we have. And I thought that this ribbon that I had from previous years actually is very complementary to it. It is also a plaid. It is a very traditional plaid. It has a lot of sparkle to it in that gold accent. And then I also had some velvet green, again with some gold trim at the end. Both have that wire that runs through it. So I'm just going to start weaving that through the tree. Now, if you notice that there is a branch that starts drooping, what you want to do is you want to either move whatever you've put on there, whether it be the ribbon or an ornament, or you want to find a way to support it, because what's going to happen is by the time Christmas rolls around, the tree is just going to look like one saggy, droopy disaster. So what I actually like to do is, so for something like this where I want to keep, I feel like this is a good spot to keep this ribbon. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of my floral wire and I am just going to attach it to a stiffer branch up above it just to help support it and pull it up a little bit more. All right, so I think that looks okay. I'm probably going to zhuzh it as I continue to move along. I do wish I had a green one to go right here, but if you guys guessed that I ran out of one, you would be correct. So we're gonna go with it. The next thing that we're going to do are the sprays. So I used to be somebody who thought that if you have a real tree, you can't add sprays to the tree because it's gonna look really weird. And last year I tried it and I actually really kind of liked the way that it looked because it added a different texture to the entire tree. Much like the garden, right? You're looking for different textures, different colors, different heights. Same thing with the tree. So I'm going to try it again this year and we're going to see how it looks. Now with the sprays, I do make sure to manipulate the branches so that it's not just on one flat plane. right, so we're finally ready to add the ornaments. So I organize my ornaments in obviously tubs like most people do. And I make sure to organize them by color at the end of the season as best I can, so that I have a red bin, a gold bin, a blue bin, a green bin. You get the picture. And that really, what that does is it really helps me move along a little bit faster in this process, which can already be so daunting and overwhelming. When I know that I'm doing a traditional Christmas tree, I know I can just grab the red, the green, the gold, and be on my way, rather than hunt through boxes and boxes of ornaments and make sure that I have enough and enough of the right color. So that's really helped me in the past. The other thing that I do is every year I do get new things, but I have been collecting Christmas decorations basically since I've been married, which has been quite a while. And so I have quite a bit. So at this point, I'm typically only replacing or getting about maybe 10 to 15, and some years 20% new things. So I did order a couple of sets of new ornaments. This year, they actually arrived from Balsam Hill. I'm really excited. They're really, really pretty. And we're just gonna work to get these up. Now, what I like to do, again, it goes back to thinking through how you would think through a new garden bed. It's all about the layering. So the larger balls in the back, and the larger ornaments in the back, and the smaller ones more closer to the front. So because our tree is in the corner, most of the decorations and the ornaments and the lights are going to be on one side. There isn't a 360-degree view of the tree, which means that it's probably going to be very front heavy, and you can run the risk of the tree actually falling over. We actually have had that happen. What we had to do was replace a whole lot of ornaments and then bolt it to the wall next to it. So we don't want to do that here, because we've already fixed the wall and we don't want to cause any more damage. So what I actually did was I took the weights out of my walking vest and I'm going to hang them in the back. You're not going to see them. And that's what's going to weigh the tree down in the back so that it doesn't topple over from the weight. All right, guys, here we are. It is the next day and I had to finish her up today all because those layers and thinking through how to put that tree together can take some additional time. So I ended up putting the tree topper on. I use throw blankets as a Christmas tree skirt because they tend to be a little bit larger and richer. So I just kind of wrap it around the base of the tree. I typically use two throw blankets to do that. And then I also did hang up this beautiful picture of Santa that I got off of Etsy. I was really, really happy with it. I really love it. And that's really it. So like I said, the first thing that we do is we pick out our tree. I decorate the trees around the house. The next thing that I'm going to do is start decorating the garland. So if you guys are interested in that, make sure to come back on Friday. I'm going to walk you through that video. And as always, thank you for sticking around and watching me decorate. And if you like this sort of content, please make sure to like and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.